After it was rumored that Drake had poured hot sauce into a condom to stop a model from getting herself pregnant with his child, we decided to expose some of Drake's other big secrets that you might not know about. In at number 10, his real name. Alright, let's start things off with an easy secret of Drake's that was exposed before. Drake is actually just his stage name, but it didn't come from nowhere. He was born Aubrey Drake Graham, and when he started his music career, he decided to go only by his middle name. This allowed him to have more control over his image and style. Plus, it's a lot easier to remember just Drake instead of Aubrey Drake Graham. That's a bit of a mouthful. Drake just sounds more direct and to the point. Speaking of next points, before we get into that, make sure you tap that like button to show some love to the channel. In at number 9, dropped out of high school. Drake certainly had a strange path through school, but it all led to his massive success. He dropped out of high school to play a high school student in the Canadian TV series Degrassi: The Next Generation, which is also where he earned the nickname of Wheelchair Jimmy because of what happens to his character on the show. The show, however, also allowed Drake to continue writing and performing his own music, a talent that was worked into his storyline and would eventually catch the attention of Lil Wayne. According to Rolling Stone magazine, Drake did end up getting his GED in 2012 to finish his education. Regardless of his education though, Drake went on to break a 52-year-old chart record that was previously held by the Beatles, which is pretty impressive for someone who didn't finish high school. Coming number 8, secret Snapchat. Back in 2016, it was rumored that Drake had a secret Snapchat account that only a few celebrities had access to. DJ Khaled was the first celeb to accidentally leak this information when he mentioned during a radio interview that he had just followed Drake on Snapchat, which, as you would know, set Twitter on fire. Everyone wanted to know what his username was. One user even tweeted, "Give us the key to success with Drake's Snapchat, please, DJ Khaled." Then videos from his Snapchat page ended up getting leaked as well, which only fueled the fervor of Drake's fans that wanted to be in the loop whenever he posted to this secret Snapchat account. Alas, I don't think anyone ever figured it out, and at this point, who even uses Snapchat anymore? In at number 7, Harry Potter fan. Believe it or not, but Drake is actually a huge fan of the Harry Potter franchise. From the books to the movies, he enjoys it all. I mean, he even photoshopped his own face over Draco Malfoy's once and said, "Me at Hogwarts scheming on Hermione." On top of that, it was rumored that he was also eyeing a first edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which apparently was listed at an auction for $160,000. After admitting during a radio interview that he had read every book in the Harry Potter series, he added that he might buy himself this first edition. He goes on to say, "I should get it, my birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll buy it for myself as a treat." In at number 6, raised Jewish. Drake was raised by biracial parents who ended up getting divorced when he was only 5 years old. His father Dennis is Catholic, but his mother Sandra is Jewish. During an interview with Hip Hop Canada in 2006, he explained his upbringing further and said, "We have a very deep musical background. My grandmother, who passed away in Memphis, used to babysit Louis Armstrong, and my dad was a drummer for Jerry Lee Lewis. On my mom's side, it's a white, Jewish, very structured and conservative family." He even attended Forest Hill Collegiate Institute, which was a public high school in his neighborhood that was mostly all white Jewish kids. He goes on to say, "It was all white Jewish kids and it was tough. I didn't have the worst time, but I did have a hard time. I was always the last kid to get the invite to the party." He says that he's proud to be Jewish, not on some Orthodox, but I celebrate holidays with my family. In at number 5, ghostwriter. Now, I'm not sure if Drake himself has used ghostwriters in the past, but believe it or not, he has actually been asked to write songs for some other huge artists. In 2016, it was revealed that when Drake was 19 years old, he and his producer 40 had attended a strenuous songwriting camp for Death Row Records. DJ Booth would later confirm that the pair had even been hired as songwriters for Dr. Dre and his label Aftermath Entertainment. Drake also wrote the song Mine on Beyonce's 2013 album, and he also took the track called Fall For Your Type that was intended for his debut album and instead gave it to Jamie Foxx to use for his 4th studio album titled Best Night of My Life, which ended up reaching number 1 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop chart. In at number 4, fake relationship. At this point, we're all aware that some celebrities have relationships that are purely about PR, but when Drake posted a pic of him and Jennifer Lopez getting close, it took a lot of people by surprise. Music industry sources told Page 6 that Drake and J.Lo were actually using public speculation about their relationship status just to promote their own upcoming projects. The insider goes on to say, "This relationship is fake. It is just a publicity stunt to publicize their record together. If Jennifer and Drake were really dating, they'd be way more private about it. Doesn't Drake realize that it looks weird to declare his love for Rihanna at the MTV Awards, then start flaunting his chemistry with J.Lo a few months later?" And speaking of Rihanna, in at number 3, cheated on Rihanna. During their on-again, off-again relationship, sources told Hollywood Life that Rihanna had actually caught Drake sending some salacious text messages to other women while they were together. It was reported that one of those women was Dakota Gonzalez, an Instagram model, while another blog claimed that he was also seeing another IG model named India Love while he was supposedly dating Rihanna. This alleged affair is believed to be the reason that Rihanna had a full-fledged breakdown over Drake, and he allegedly paraded Gonzalez around his concert on September 11, 2016 after bringing Rihanna out and professing his love for her on stage the very night before. court. So really, she had every right to be shocked and upset by his behavior. In at number 2, pocket hot sauce. According to a number of reports online, an Instagram model and Drake had hit it off online and then started to DM each other back and forth. Eventually, they would link up at a party, and later she would go back to Drake's hotel room for the night. After the pair got intimate with each other, Drake decided to go to the bathroom to dispose of his condom. And this is where things started to get pretty weird. After he came out of the bathroom, the woman then reportedly went to use the bathroom after him. However, she went into that bathroom with a game plan. The woman allegedly grabbed the condom from out of the garbage can and proceeded to pour the contents into her genitals. Immediately, she began to experience a burning sensation and then started to scream. This caused Drake to run to the bathroom to see what was going on. When she admitted to him what she had done, Drake told her that he had actually poured hot sauce from a packet into the condom to kill the sperm, because he knew full well that she was going to try and get herself pregnant. So I'm guessing Drake must just be walking around with packets of hot sauce just in case. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Adonis. This one was a huge reveal because for so long people were just simply speculating on whether or not Drake was even dating someone. So when Pusha T released a track with a line directed at Drake that said, "You are hiding a child, let that boy come home, Adonis is your son," everyone that was watching that feud had this jaw-drop moment when Drake finally revealed that his secret son's name was Adonis. Drake would later record a song called Emotionless that explained why he had kept his son hidden from the public. He didn't want to expose his son to the world that would have their eyes on his every move. And it's understandable, but I believe it baffled people because it wasn't like he was happily married to someone. He appeared to just be this rolling stone that was always rumored to be romantically involved with someone every other day. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this though, because that's all the time that we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one.